So, limitations of our trial. So, what does the main limitation of our trial is that we're not fortune tellers. We cannot predict the direction that a patient's disease trajectory is going to go after we treat them. We still are not able to say, okay, we're going to treat you with radiation and immunotherapy. Your disease is going to be this volume at this point in time in your future. We're not able to predict that. Because we're not able to predict that, we can't understand ultimately when to optimize the use of radiation, but we're working on that. So there's no predictive or prognostic biomarkers to enrich for patient selection for radiation usage. Number two, we don't have a marker to say this patient is going to have more toxicity, this patient's going to have less toxicity. Let's treat the patients that are likely to have less toxicity so that we don't get in any trouble with these patient populations. And so we still need to do a better job of predicting the ideal patients that will benefit the most with the least amount of toxicity. And that is really the hallmarks of what we've learned from this clinical trial, okay? So if someone asks me, you've done the largest study, by the way, LU002 is the largest study ever done in non-small cell lung cancer, asking the question of how to integrate radiation and or surgery in advanced lung cancer patients, okay? So it ended up being the right study because 90% of the patients received immunotherapy-based regimens for systemic therapy. And so we were really asking the question of immunotherapy minus plus this consolidative therapy that we called it. Unfortunately, the study closed early because we didn't reach the statistical significance we needed to show clearly show a benefit of the treatment. And part of that may have been because these patients had more toxicity than we anticipated. So in terms of an interpretation and recommendation, the study does not support routine use of local therapy, but rather selective and individualized treatments based on patient-driven goals. So we have to incorporate the patient's goals in our treatment decision-making and guided by a multidisciplinary discussion between surgeons, radiation oncologists, medical oncologists, pulmonologists, pathologists, radiologists, etc. And really consider not offering this treatment for patients who already demonstrate pulmonary toxicity, who may have liver metastases or poor performance status. So that was kind of the initial information that we can, elicit from this trial, this very large trial supported by the National Cancer Institute. But we're still trying to get some translational endpoints, some ctDNA analyses that may help us guide which patients to select for this treatment. There are a few other studies that are going on, by the way, in this space. SAREN is a study that's occurring in the UK that's completed enrollment that asked a similar question. But unfortunately, majority of their patients got chemo, not immunotherapy. So it's not really matching what modern patients receive. And there are some studies in MD Anderson that are underway that are actually looking at only one specific immunotherapy combination with plus or minus radiation. And hopefully we'll see what those studies show as well.